Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Okay. I'm not subscribed to NATO, huh? Preemptive like, hey guys. So, I'm well aware that Finland has a strong military. I think you have to if you have that long of a border with Russia. But I'm eager to see what the real impact that they're going to have on NATO. So let's get started, shall we? The original link to the video, top of the description as always. My name's Connor if you're new. If you'd like to interact with me more, send me recommendations that I'll more likely be able to see, go on Discord. Love to have you. Link down below. Feel like I'm repeating myself. Let's check out Finland's military.
The main features of the Finnish people and the Finnish armed forces, you could describe it by saying sisu, which is mental resilience and readiness to cope with harsh conditions, and still you are able to continue.
Who is that badass sniper? The only sniper I remember, I know of from World War II or World War I was a Finnish sniper who had an insane kill count, and I forget his name.
We say that ketju on yhtä vahva kuin sen heikoin lenkki. And that means that the chain is as strong as its weakest link. So we want to make sure that our chain is very durable.
Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine not only changed the security landscape in Europe, it also acted as a catalyst for Finland's accession to NATO, membership which was confirmed in April 2023.
We decided to join because we saw that the membership would increase our security to this new environment that is foreseen. That's the very basic, simple reason.
But from a military and geographic standpoint, what does NATO membership mean for the country itself? And what does Finland bring to the NATO alliance?
We share the same neighbors than the Ukrainians. It means that also we can provide some experience and expertise about how the Russians they are behaving in our neighborhood.
We have a 1,300 kilometers long eastern border with Russia. That is something we have to always keep in mind. Even as a member of NATO, Finland is responsible for defending its own country.
Finland's membership of NATO effectively doubled the size of the border between NATO allies and Russia, and that border requires monitoring at all times.
Eli ollaan Sallan rajavartioalueella ja tarkistetaan niinku raja, Suomen ja Venäjän välinen raja. Minä olen koiraohjaajana, toimin täällä ja koira ilmassa, ja jos on tullut raja yli henkilöitä, niin koira ottaa sen jälleen ylös.
Well equipped and with military training, the Finnish border guard operates under the Ministry of Interior. However, if a crisis was to occur here, they could be integrated into the Finnish Defence Forces and could therefore be the first line of defence.
No, kyllä minun mielestä on tosi tärkeää, että se on valvottu on. Pidän tärkeänä. No.
I just want to say, I'll go back 5 seconds so I don't miss anything. Yeah, he's although you're in NATO, every country in NATO still you're the number one defense for your own country. Of course, being in NATO means you won't be alone. But the countries I would be in NATO that I would think are most happy that Finland has joined are probably the Baltic countries of Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Because now they have a very... You're always worried about the Kaliningrad-Belarusian gap. And now, although you do have that bit of sea in between Estonia and Finland, you at least have a very strong neighbor that's up there and is going to be very worried and involved in any invasion in the Baltics. So.
Valvottu on. Pidän tärkeänä. No, se on olla itsenäisessä Suomessa ja sen takia. Eli haluan, että Suomi on jatkossakin itsenäinen maa.
And while there is no immediate threat on the border, this proximity to Russia is what prompted Finland to abandon their neutral status and join the alliance. But membership in this region works both ways.
If you think about our location in High North region and also the Baltic Sea region, both areas with significant strategic value, and we are one of the stakeholders in this area, so it is important.
Near Murmansk.
Finland has a population of just 5.5 million. However, the wartime strength of its armed forces is a substantial 280,000. And the reason for that is its comprehensive conscription service.
Conscription is the core of our system. It's a glue which combines the whole Finnish nation. Everybody has been living in tent with other Finnish guys. Everybody has been taking part in these exercises, having field rations, getting cold, getting wet, and fighting together.
According to the Finnish constitution, every citizen is obligated to take part in national defence. All men between 18 and 60 must complete military service, and women can participate on a voluntary basis.
Intti on aina ollut mun haave. Siis mä oon pienestä asti aina haaveillut, että jotenkin kun isovanhemmat tai niin kuin pappa varsinkin kertonut tarinoita sen omista kokemuksista Suomen niin kuin armeijassa, niin tuli semmoinen fiilis, että vitsi, että mäkin haluan lähteä. Ja jotenkin muutenkin semmoinen niin kuin maanpuolustustahto, että kyllä mä niin kuin täällä haluan olla.
You can really tell where the potential conflicts are in the future might break out by looking at the countries that require all of their citizens at a certain age to enlist in the military, at least at a basic level. Because obviously if you're in an area where you're worried about your neighbor or a close to neighboring country being hostile, you're going to want to make sure that if you need to call on reserves, they at least have a little military knowledge. So that's makes sense, but it also, tells you a lot.
Maanpuolustustahto, että kyllä mä niinku täällä haluan olla.
We have seen the increasing number in willingness to defend the country after the war started in Ukraine. The numbers were high already before, but now all the people, men and women, are more willing to do something for his or her country.
Finland also has one of the largest artillery capabilities in Europe, with an arsenal of approximately 1,500 weapons.
We have a modern system of far-reaching joint fires, but the main essence of our defense system and extra value for NATO is our capabilities to fight a long-lasting warfare in deep forest area. Finnish joining to NATO increases the safety and security in Europe and especially in the Baltic Sea region.
With Finland's location as one of the nations bordering the Baltic Sea, and with the Gulf of Finland and
if I were an enemy country, enemy of NATO or whatever, I think one of the last places I'd want to be sent to would be Finland. They have a history of amazing, strong resistance militarily. Gets very cold up there, and just very foresty and. I think very much favors the defenders.
Important location is one
Guys,
of the
if I'm saying anything, I'll give my opinions, but anything I say you think is wrong, I welcome. Please let me know down below any of your opinions, any comments in general, please.
With Finland's location as one of the nations bordering the Baltic Sea, and with the Gulf of Finland an important hub for trade and transport, Finland's Navy needs to perform a variety of roles.
The Navy main task include surveillance of our territorial waters and repelling maritime attack and territorial violations, if any. And of course the Navy is taking care of our vital sea line of communications and protecting those.
As well as these primary functions, the Finnish Navy performs multiple tasks related to the protection and defence of the surrounding waters. This mine countermeasures ship is responsible for detecting, identifying and neutralising underwater explosive threats, like sea mines.
Previous wars have proven that the Baltic Sea and Gulf of Finland is very easily mineable. We're talking about shallow waters, rocky bottoms, very hard sound profile. Conditions are very hard for mine hunting. And that's what we're good at, and that is something that we can bring to the NATO allies.
As well as protecting the Finnish coastline from the sea,
I'm excited. I really don't know how good Finland's Air Force is. I usually think of their army, but let's see.
As well as protecting the Finnish coastline from the sea, it is also protected from the air. And the backbone of the Finnish Air Force is its fleet of 62 FA-18 Hornet jet fighters.
We need to be ready 24/7 for the identification missions, mainly at the Gulf of Finland and Baltic Sea. So that's how we do it. That includes air surveillance, which means the recognized air picture, which the Finnish Air Force is providing for all the services in the Finnish Defence Forces.
The Finnish Air Force has long trained and operated alongside international partners, but since Finland's accession into NATO, that cooperation has been stepped up as they integrate into Allied air defence strategy.
It's about doing the same thing on the same way to be effective together, and that is important that we can really work together closely, sharing the tactics and the knowledge. Behind that is the wartime capability for air operations.
And with the FA-18 set to be replaced with 64 powerful F-35 fighter aircraft starting in 2026, Allied air defences in the region will become even stronger and more integrated than they already are. Finland's defence forces are woven into the fabric of its society.
It's all about geography, it's about history, it's about population, how we think we can survive here.
Who is that sniper?
It's everything, I would say, in the Finnish defense solution.
Bringing this comprehensive approach to NATO strengthens the alliance in vulnerable regions such as the High North and the Baltic Sea, and reinforces the principle of collective defence on NATO's eastern flank. For Finland, joining the alliance means they are protected under Article 5. An attack on one is an attack on all.
Guys, I know Finland is an extremely capable military country, and I don't think you need help from anyone to defend your territory. But even as someone from America, I'm very happy to have you in NATO, and I'm sure that goes doubly as much for people in Europe. You have an amazing military. You have a legendary story in World War II of fighting against the Soviets, and that snipers. Yeah, I know you're capable of defending yourself, but I'm glad to have you. You're very close to, I believe, Murmansk, is it? Which is it the Kola Peninsula, Murmansk, where I believe that's the biggest Russian Arctic naval base. You cover a giant flank for NATO, and anyone, even if you're not in Europe like myself, I'm sure is extremely happy to have you guys. Love you guys. Hope you're all doing well. Would appreciate any comments as always. Would love if you liked and subscribed. It's completely free. Would love to have you. And again, my name's Connor. Hope you're doing well, and hope I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.